welcome you to the campus of Loyola-Chicago Gentile Arena. Steve Burkowski, Tim McCormick with you. Opening minute of play between the Ramblers and the Patriots. An early 2-0 lead for Loyola-Chicago. Patriots their first possession down in the blocks. Keyshawn Hall lays it up and in, ties it up at 2 in the first minute of play.
And if you like your basketball tough and physical, you're going to like this matchup. These are two hot teams. George Mason, 3 straight, including #1 Dayton, and they also are facing a team that is doing a great job getting the ball inside.
What a finish by the freshman Miles Rubin in the paint, slams it home. 4-2 in the early going for Loyola.
Keep an eye on number 24. You let a big guy get a dunk, look out on the Blers in the shot blocking department.
Intensity on the defensive end in the early going for the Ramblers. Forces a long 3. They've got numbers if they want to run. Pull up jumper. Got it. Sheldon Edwards with the 3. 7-2. Ramblers on top.
The favorite aspect of the Rambler offense is the spacing and ability to share the ball. They lead the A-10 in assists.
First few minutes critical for George Mason here on the road with this crowd supporting the Ramblers. Look at the intensity. Look at the head coach, Drew Valentine, trying to get a 5 count. They force it down low into the blocks. Turnover by the Patriots.
Yeah, being able to move the ball. This is a flow offense. And today, Drew Valentine told us that in their arsenal, they have 75 plays and a really good motion offense. Where did he get it? He went right to Marquette and spent time with Shaka Smart. They look exactly alike.
Ramblers leading the league in assists, nearly 17 a game for the squad. They pride themselves on moving the ball, finding that open player, making the extra pass when needed. Shot clock at 10, long-range jumper, front iron, no good by Watson, but a second chance opportunity for Loyola. Oh, anticipation, well done by Okoje. The up and under lays it up and in. Quick pace in the early going.
Yeah, and I think this favors the home team. Tony Skinn told me that if we are the tougher team, we will not win this game. He actually said, if we get out tough, it's a 20-point blowout.
Shot clock at 8 for Loyola. Rubin's got it up top, hands it off to Watson, who drives down the lane. Left hand too strong. Mason with the rebound. Keyshawn Hall trying to do a little too much. Somehow maintains possession and will head to the line for 2.
Baraka Okoje is such an impressive young freshman. In their game against Dayton, in the first half, Tony Skinn, his coach, yanked him out, said, sit down, I don't like your energy or enthusiasm. Rather than pout and complain, he detonated in the second half with 19 points.
That foul was on Philip Alston, his first.
Kind of interesting. In game 1, these teams played in Fairfax, Virginia. George Mason shot 60%. They made half their threes. They dominated the glass and lost the game at home. The problem, 17 Patriot turnovers. If they're careless with the ball, this Loyola team will turn them into points in a hurry.
Hall makes 1 of 2 from the stripe, 7-5. George Mason forces a turnover. Okoje, nice spin move. And able to keep that one in is Jared Billups. He'll reset at the top. Kelly thought about it, launches it, and converts. So Maury Kelly from long range, one of the many transfers part of this Patriot team, puts George Mason up by 1. And how about Okoje with the steal? Forces it, finishes. How about this little answer, Tim, over the last 90 seconds by the Patriots?
Well, my favorite part of the George Mason team is their ball pressure. It's extreme, especially Billups and Okoje.
Down low in the blocks, double team there, near tie-up. Loyola maintains possession. Norris has got it. Long range. He can shoot it. Front iron. Off the mark there, but a second chance opportunity for the second time by Loyola.
Knocking down a three is not expected on the top of the key from Amari Kelly. But what you can expect is the speed and athleticism in transition by freshman Baraka Okoje.
It's your igniter. We'll help get that fixed. Then your oven issues, done.
Best part about opening front door is the video to get these two done, yeah. Video, chatting like crazy. Experts on shirts.
Man, an app to fix my oven.
Yep, an app to fix your oven. That's correct.
Download to video chat with experts for only $25 a year.
Monday.
No way that you can stop me. Might as well give it a rest.
Once the chaos is complete, all new action is unleashed.
High stakes, high pressure.
Solid as a rock, headed straight to the top. Focused on where I'm going, the way that I'm gonna start.
Electricity is palpable. How can it not be?
No way that you can stop me. Might as well give it a rest.
The road to WrestleMania continues on Raw, live Monday at 8, only on USA.
Everything gonna be different. If I look like you, I rule the planet.
That's the plan.
It's what I do. It's who I am.
We aim higher.
Business is booming.
Call now and order Stars for $5.49 a month for 3 months.
This is Ford Truck Month. With amazing offers across an amazing lineup of Ford trucks. Make way for the event that only comes around once a year. Featuring the new 2024 Ford F-150 and Ford Super Duty, the 2024 North American Truck of the Year. Get ready and get to Ford Truck Month. See your Ford dealer today for incredible offers on the new 2024 Ford F-150. Only during Ford Truck Month.
An electric atmosphere here at sold-out Gentile Arena, campus of Loyola-Chicago. Early 10-7 lead for George Mason. So glad you could join us on this Saturday. We welcome you courtside. Steve Burkowski, Tim McCormick. Two teams coming in on a roll. Loyola has won 6 in a row. Part of an impressive turnaround from a season ago. What's changed for the Ramblers?
It's been a massive success story. Nobody in the A-10 expected Loyola to be in first place at this point. It's a really nice story of worst to first. And how have they done it? How have they won 9 of 10? The recipe for success is simple. 5 transfers, dominant rebounding, and a strong emphasis on ball security. They have done an excellent job, just exceptional of being able to protect the basketball. I also like the home court advantage, man. This place is jammed to the rafters.
They were behind us about an hour before tip. Getting ready for this one as ball's back in play and a whistle away from the ball.
Super surprised by the fact that turnovers have been a big issue for Loyola. 7 points by George Mason off those miscues.
Drew Valentine, his 3rd year leading the Ramblers. Okoje picking up his first personal.
All right, here's a good idea. Adelican comes in, watch him get to the rim. That's what he does.
Norris thought about it. Good help defense by the Patriots. Shot clock at 5. Down to 3. Teammates letting him know you got to get it in. And front iron, but how about the follow by Adelican waved off? That was close.
Adelican coming from the weak side. Look, if you don't get him off the glass, he will destroy you. But I want you to watch inside. Going up to block the shot is a good idea. That's Amari Kelly, but you can't leave their offensive rebounder.
So that one waved off. Possession back to George Mason. Nearly 5 minutes in, Patriots a 10-7 lead. Maddox pull-up jumper, top of the key. gets fouled on the way up, so he'll head to the line. Looks like Delican will pick up his first.
Steve, I like George Mason on the offensive end, and here's why. Hall's going to get you 20 points. It's almost a lock. And you've got Okoje, the freshman guard, gets better every day. Maddox is the key. He's the X factor because he's capable with his perimeter shooting of spreading the court and creating gaps and seams so his guards can get to the rim.
Darius Maddox, 85% from the stripe on the season, makes the first. The 6'5" grad student, transfer from Virginia Tech, and he returned to the lineup against Dayton after missing a couple of games with an ankle injury, but as you alluded to, a big central part of their success.
And not surprising that he is a transfer. Seems like almost everybody is out here.
We will get into that throughout the course of this broadcast. Both programs using the portal to their advantage. Maddox converts on 1 of 2. Patriots now lead by 4. As Loyola looking to end a bit of a drought. Skip pass in the corner, working around a perimeter, long 3. Too strong there by Dawson, but another second chance opportunity for Loyola. Mwamba got it. That's 3 in the first 5 minutes. Offensive rebounds getting an additional look. Call that a 2. Foot was on the line, so 11-9 Patriots. A little help there, and a little help in the Tim Kelly, lead official. He's all right.
You know, in order to improve their offensive rebounding, Drew Valentine implemented something into their practice plan. Every time somebody gets an offensive rebound during their scrimmages, everybody gets 3 extra points. On that last 3, which was only a 2, you could see the Ramblers bench. Everybody was yelling +3, and they were giving a heads-up sign.
Foot was on the line for Mwamba, so that was a 2-pointer. Foul was on Delican. As Mason maintains possession, Hall thinks about it in the corner. Young man who's really transformed his body and game to be a big part of the Patriots' success. Maddox, a little bit of a double clutch, and that's going to be a foul. And George Mason a little aggressive on the offensive glass.
The ball slipped from Maddox's hands on the release. And they get the foul, but I promise you this, Tony Skinn is the happiest guy in the building. They've got a lead, and the key word is composure. His team has not come out flat at all after the Dayton upset.
11-9, George Mason on top. Another turnover forced by the Patriots. A little bit out of control there by Okoje. He will get called for traveling, but a young man who is earning his stripes for head coach Tony Skinn.
Okoje's only 18 years old, and he's super smart and says the high basketball IQ. Tony Skinn said he questions everything. He's a deep thinker. He's like a basketball almanac. So Tony Skinn has been calling him Phil Jackson.
High praise for the freshman out of Ontario, Canada. Norris has been quiet in the early going. Shot clock now at 8. Rubin's got it up top. And a bit of a rush here for the Ramblers. Well off the mark, but that one from long range by Dawson. 1 and done. Hall brings it across half court. Mismatch down low. Okoje aware of it. Hall's got it. Double team, brings it back to the corner. Something Tony Skinn shared this morning. He might be a freshman, but he doesn't play like one. Hall tries for the second effort. Little head fake. Put back and in and out. Bodies hit the floor.
This is so incredibly physical. This is a macho, manly battle on the glass. And both of these coaches have emphasized at shoot-around today that whoever wins the boards is probably going to win the game.
When you think about George Mason, they are 17-3 on the season when winning the rebound margin. So certainly front and center. That foul did go against Keyshawn Hall, the 6'7" sophomore out of Cleveland, Ohio. Jalen Quinn across the half-court stripe for the Ramblers. 7.5 minutes in, 11-9, George Mason with the 2-point lead. Kojay with the little ticky-tack one, that's going to cost him.
A little bit. Drew Valentine continues to utilize his bench. I think that Loyola does two things really, really well, probably best in the conference. We already alluded to their passing ability. The other thing they have is superior depth. They go 11 deep, and that's so hard to keep everybody happy. You've got to have championship DNA for that to happen.
Second foul on a Kojay. He heads to the bench. Rubin's got it in the blocks. Nice up and under with the left hand, tying it up at 11. Working it around up top, hasn't gotten rid of it yet, looking to go one-on-one, shot clock at 10. Kelly thought about it, launches it well off the mark.
Did you see that defense by Miles Rubin? He's number 3 in the nation in blocking shots. He blocks 3 a game, but the thing I like is all of the miscues and intimidation.
Imagine your child going to school without a decent pair of shoes and socks, or a warm coat to protect them from the cold. Many families across the country struggle to be able to provide these basic needs for their children. Subaru wants to help by giving these critical items to more than 150,000 children in urgent need this year. Subaru, more than a car company.
I love your dress.
Oh, thanks. I splurged a little because Liberty Mutual customized my car insurance and I saved hundreds.
That's great.
I know, right? I've been telling everyone.
Liberty.
Did you hear that? I just said her first word. Can you say mama?
Liberty.
Can you say auntie?
Liberty.
How many people did you tell?
Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, liberty, liberty.
Liberty.
Need to get your car protected and looking great for the harsh winter season? Cerakote's best-selling line of automotive care products can transform your vehicles quickly, easily, and affordably. Our #1 selling headlight kit restores cloudy headlights back to like new and keeps them that way, guaranteed. Restore that faded trim in just one wipe with our easy-to-apply trim coat kit. Achieve unsurpassed gloss, shine, and slickness with our rapid ceramic paint sealing. Buy any of Cerakote's #1 selling ceramic products for under $20 at these leading retailers today.
This March, all roads lead to Brooklyn. The 2024 A-10 Men's Basketball Championship returns to Barclays Center, March 12th through 17th. 15 teams, 14 games, 1 champion. Get your tickets now at Ticketmaster.com.
PGA Tour south of the border for the Mexico Open at Vedanta, where Tony Finau looks to go back-to-back. You can catch all the final round action tomorrow, 3 p.m. Eastern on NBC and Peacock. Drew Valentine, 3rd year, leading the charge for Loyola-Chicago, and he's learned under some good ones really close to him.
It's very impressive, Steve. At 32 years old, 2nd youngest in all of coaching. His first coach was his high school coach, who's also his dad, Carlton Valentine. He learned from his dad energy. Then at Oakland University as a player, Greg Campy told him to give his shooters freedom. Then he was a grad assistant at Michigan State. His brother was an All-American. Tom Izzo taught him about relationship building and family. And from former coach Porter Moser, who's at Oklahoma, he said, I learned balance and how important it is to have a great relationship with your wife and your kids.
All those ingredients, part of the DNA, the culture he continues to build here at Loyola-Chicago. Ramblers with the ball, 2-point lead, shot clock at 8. And that's going to be an offensive foul. And during that timeout, Tim Kelly, the official, said they reviewed that offensive interference that was waved off, deemed it good, hence why Loyola 13-11 lead coming out of that break.
We raved about all the mentors that Drew Valentine has had. What he needs now is a little bit better ball security. Right now, the Ramblers on pace for over 20 turnovers in this game. That's just not going to work.
Miles Rubin called for that foul, his second. Pull-up jumper, baseline, front iron, no good, one and done for the Patriots. Des Watson pushing it down the floor. Braden Norris has been quiet. Good look under to cutting Philip Alston. Another second chance opportunity. Pass in the corner. Watson back iron, too strong again. But look at the hustle on the offensive glass. Foul called. And it appears to be going on Tom Welch. A little extra effort there by Welch.
The barometer for success for the Patriots is kind of an obscure statistic that Tony Skinn monitors every game. They want 38 deflections. That's a sign that they're active, that their bodies are moving. So far, they're on pace to achieve that.
Full court pressure, catching the Patriots off guard. They call a timeout. We'll take one with them. Loyola-Chicago 13-11, halfway through the first 20 minutes of play.
Domino's Perfect Combo includes 2 pizzas, 2 sides, and a 2-liter bottle of Coke. So we were asking real people how much they think all of this costs.
$35, $45, $50.
$19.99. I'm about to order that when I get home. It's Domino's Perfect Combo, and it's all just $19.99.
It's the final game, folks. This one wins the series.
Struck out with the cheap seats? Important things aren't worth compromising. At Farmers, we offer both quality insurance and great savings. Here, take mine.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Let's flash back to Wednesday, a monumental victory for George Mason. They have won 3 straight, including this one against nationally ranked Dayton. What does this mean for Tony Skinn and his program?
It's the next step, and it's about validation. Telling the guys, look, we've been preaching defense. We've talked about making the extra pass. If you listen to me, if you execute, we will win. But he said, guys, we didn't beat the 96 Bulls, okay? So we celebrated. Let's move on and get another one here today.
First victory over a ranked team at home in the history of the George Mason program. Norris with the steal, lays it up and in. Ramblers by 4.
Drew Valentine has one word to say about Braden Norris, and it's trust. He's played in so many big games.
And he's played in every game in which he has been available here at Loyola-Chicago. This is 120 consecutive starts for which he was able to suit up. How about that? That's reliability.
And it goes back to trust, too. If Braden Norris is on your team, you never have to worry about your offense being run. You're never going to have a problem in the locker room.
Last year, he averaged just over 37 minutes a game, 9th in NCAA Division I basketball. You can trust him, and you know he can go the full 40 if needed.
But the key is, last year they were in last place because there weren't complementary pieces.
Different story this year. Foul on Philip Alston, his first. Mason going to get called for a traveling violation there. Woody Newton dragging the foot.
You know, Sister Jean said a prayer before the game. Last year when they were in last place, I think she was praying for an influx of talent, especially on the wings.
There is Sister Jean. Since 1994, the team chaplain for the men's basketball team here at Loyola. We had a chance to say hello before the game. She's an icon, an absolute legend at 104 years young.
I wish I would have asked her in our conversation if she ever had a chance to see George Mikan play.
The numbers add up. Quite possible. Norris getting hounded by Billups over the top to Alston. Double team in the block, triple team. Someone's got to be open. Out top to Dolan. Looks to penetrate. Cut off there. Good help defense by the Patriots. Dolan corner. Just a bit strong with that one. Good look there for Greg Dolan. So Okoje back into the game with those 2 personal fouls. The offense was clicking when he was on the floor. Was he on the end line there as he got forced out there? They're going to call a push there on Loyola.
Really good job by Loyola defensively against Hall. How do you cover Hall? Well, you cover him with basically everybody. Sheldon Edwards, Philip Alston, maybe even Muamba. They're all going to get a shot of covering Deshaun Hall.
Philip Alston with his second personal. Jared Phillips to the line, misses the front end. Second look by the Patriots. Doesn't drop, and looks like a foul on George Mason trying to keep it alive.
Inexcusable, not blocking out the shooter. Mari Kelly, a great first step. Big advantage on that for Loyola because they should have given up an offensive rebound bucket.
15-11. Loyola with the lead, 9.5 to go. First half of play. Look at Dolan, hard to the hoop. Tom Welch with the big move. Seen a lot of different bodies, as you alluded to their depth, taking advantage of minutes off the bench. Critical time here for the Patriots. A lot of contact, no call. Ramblers pick up the loose ball, looking to run. Watson in the corner.
The biggest difference so far is that George Mason is able to keep the Ramblers off the offensive glass. But I do like the fact that the Ramblers just have more weapons on the offensive end.
Muamba had a good look, thought about the three, was unable to convert. Hall from long range, front iron, no good. Nice box out there by Welch. Watson using the screen from Welch, pull-up jumper, got it. Mason's gone cold here in the last 4 or 5 minutes, Tim.
Yeah, and this is a trip that Keyshawn Hall has to be involved. Not necessarily as the shooter, but he's got to touch it and maybe make that Loyola defense respond.
Oh, Maddox fouled on the way up, perhaps getting bailed out there, but they are enjoying it here at Gentile Arena, a sold-out crowd on a Saturday afternoon, just north of downtown Chicago. They're rooting on the Ramblers, who have an 8-point lead, that is, over George Mason.
I've been having UTIs for 10 years. I felt a loss of control.
Eucora helped me get back on track.
At Eucora, we make UTI relief products. We also make proactive urinary tract health products. Eucora is a lifesaver. Try today at eucora.com.
When the details take precedence, the rest falls perfectly into place. We strip away everything but the essential. And what we're left with are thoughtful bedrooms for modern living. Thuma.
Monday, it's a big new deal.
Let's go! Boys, buckle up, Reba.
Starting with a new season of The Voice with the double chair.
Our first ever coaching duo.
Braden and Shay. My first thought was block them.
You get 2 for the price of 1.
Then the premiere of Deal or No Deal Island.
More adventure. Anyone afraid of heights?
What?
More risk.
Let's go!
Same question. Deal or no deal?
It all starts Monday on NBC.
Let's get away for a while. Let's wander off the beaten path and go out a little further. Let's get lost in the possibilities and lose track of time. Let's make a great escape even better. Let's shine in St. Pete, Clearwater, Florida.
I know what it's like to perform through pain. If you're like me, one of the millions suffering from pain caused by migraine, Nurtec ODT may help. It's the only medication that can treat a migraine when it strikes and prevent migraine attacks. Treat and prevent all in one.
Don't take if allergic to Nurtec. Allergic reactions can occur even days after using. Most common side effects were nausea, indigestion, and stomach pain.
Relief is possible. Talk to a doctor about Nurtec ODT.
That's sound can only mean one thing. An all-new Law & Order Thursday, new episodes of Law & Order, SUV, and Organized Crime comes your way Thursday. Gets going 8 p.m. Eastern on NBC and Peacock. During that timeout, Tim, you had a chance to saunter over to the Ramblers huddle. What did Coach Valentine tell you?
Yeah, I was just curious about what he thinks and what message he's delivering, so I just jumped into the huddle, and he said he wants to clarify their monster attack. That means who's going to double, where's it coming from? Second, how do they get to the second action of their offense? He feels like they're going a little bit too quick. And then the third thing, 8 points off of turnovers is too big. That's really most of George Mason's offense so far.
10-0 run for the Ramblers over the last 6.5 minutes. Part of that 8-point advantage. And George Mason only shooting 29% from the field. See if they get some points here at the stripe. First one does go for Darius Maddox, who's 85.5% on the season from the free throw line. It's got to start somewhere. If you're George Mason, just to hang in here. And again, they checked during the break to see if it was a 2 or 3 shot foul, and they deemed he was behind the line on the way up.
You're exactly right, Steve. The value of these free throws is you build some momentum and you make the opportunity to get back and set your defense. Here, it's full court pressure.
Maddox converts on all 3. 19-14, Loyola with that 5-point advantage.
It looks like George Mason is in a zone defense. That's a really good idea coming out of a break.
Norris, good answer out of the break. Long range 3 by Braden Norris, who averages about 42.5% from that 3-point line, so not a surprise to see him convert. The lead once again back up to 8 for the Ramblers. Little double team pressure on Okoje, foul on Loyola.
Was that the monster attack that Drew Valentine just told us about? Who's going to double? Where's it coming from?
And he also shared with us earlier, did Coach Valentine, coming out of breaks, he always wants to somewhat surprise the opponent, give them something maybe they don't expect.
Right, there's 8 different after timeout plays. They call them ATOs. He has a card that has 8 different sets. In the last one, he shared with his team, I don't know what it's called, but they swung it to Norris, and he was so wide open for that 3.
Tom Welch called for the foul, his second personal. Okoje to the line, back iron too strong, rebounded by the Ramblers.
Yeah, it's still really early, but doesn't it feel like a danger zone right here to fall down double digits on the road to such a tough, physical defensive team?
Yeah, about 8 minutes since George Mason has last converted on a shot from the floor. Yet they're still in it, only down 8, but potential danger zone. Welch thought he was fouled on the way up, doesn't go. Last touch by the Patriots, or does the shot clock go off? The referees or officials going to confer to see what happened first.
You know, Welch is the best 11th man in the conference. It went off of George Mason's hand to me, but
that is very close. And speaking of Welch, Drew Valentine telling us he'll get on the bench. He'll do whatever it takes, that he perfectly embodies the Loyola culture.
Yeah, and I want to say it again. Welch is the best 11th man in the A-10, and there's some real value to that. He's always ready. He's always cheering. I don't know, I saw George Mason, but it's too close.
Yeah, and they were looking at the time. It is a shot clock violation. It was a boom situation. Did it go out of bounds, or did the 30 seconds expire? They deemed it was that shot clock violation. So George Mason with the ball, and I'm going to reiterate something you said, Tim. Keyshawn Hall has to get a touch, has to get more involved. A man that's averaging nearly 18 a game for George Mason. Okoje penetrates, cut off there. Nice backdoor cut by Maddox. How about that finish by Darius Maddox off the glass? Norris whips it in the corner. Mwamba, three-pointer, back iron. How about the hustle by Welch to give them another look? Dawson up with the left hand, gets it to go. Jaden Dawson with the two. A lot of second chance opportunities for Loyola here in the first half.
Yeah, the bigger, more physical team is winning this game, and that's Loyola.
Okoje double team momentarily. Maddox hands it off midair, gets it back. Three, no good. Put back by Hall, in and out. Welch with the board. Norris looking to move it. Over to Dolan, good ball movement, three-pointer. Jaden Dawson connecting from long range.
Sometimes it's not how high you jump, it's how many people you have on the boards. Yeah, I like the effort of Keyshawn Hall, but he was going against 4 different Rambler rebounders, plus 9 points for Loyola.
Storm's coming. We need to take shelter.
Conquer the weekend in the all-new Hyundai Santa Fe with best-in-class rear cargo space.
Thuma. Defined by simplicity. Meticulously crafted to be enjoyed for years to come. Thoughtful bedrooms for modern living.
Home fans loving it so far. Loyola-Chicago, an 11-point lead over George Mason. Sold out Gentile Arena, and what a remarkable season it has been for Loyola. Starting today, Tim, tied at the top for a squad that was dead last a year ago.
And the worst to first transition started with Drew Valentine's recognition that his team was not athletic enough and was not physical enough. It worked in the Missouri Valley Conference. It did not work at the Atlantic 10 level. So he went out and he added toughness. You know, we haven't even really seen Dame Adelican get a lot of work done. Philip Alston is a physical specimen. Sheldon Edwards can knock down three. Like, they've got so many different pieces that I like a lot.
The awareness of a head coach to pivot, to adjust, to continue to build as Norris gets a steal into the break and slams it home. Is Tom Welch. Wonderfully done right out of a timeout again. The lead is 13. This place is erupting. Not sure Kelly's the guy you want with the ball that far away, Tim.
Look at the defense. Great hustle. The recognition. And I said it again. Welch, best 11th man in the conference. And he fits in so well on this team. Yeah, I go back to something that Tony Skins said before the contest started. In this environment, with this place jam-packed versus this deep, tough, physical team, if we're not ready to go, we will get blown out by 20 points. I agree with him.
They're on the cusp of that potentially happening. Let's see how they'll play the final 5 and change here in the first half. That foul was on Braden Norris, his first, sending Amari Kelly to the line. Made the first of 2. One of the transfers from Duquesne and UNC William on the Patriot squad this year. Makes both. 29-18, Loyola with the lead, nearing the 5-minute mark here in the opening 20 minutes of play.
9 players have already scored.
How about that cut and finished by Des Watson? Starting to percolate in here, Tim, of something big for the Ramblers. The fans love it to this point. Ronald Polite III with it, loses the ball, and this place might erupt with a finish. And how about Polite for the hustle, getting all the way down the floor to tie that up. But George Mason seemingly out of sorts offensively here for the last 8 or 10 minutes.
Defensively, being able to turn your head is so important. The term is keep it on a swivel. Right now, this is a really hot team on defense, and on offense, they're playing with such great confidence.
Loyola will get possession. with that tie-up. Looking to add to their lead. Norris works it around to Dawson in the corner. Watson well off the mark. Might have been partially blocked, but the Ramblers able to save it. Didn't hit the rim. Shot clock at 10. We're starting to see George Mason pick up the intensity a little bit here defensively.
Yeah, that's a good trip so far. And Steve, I want you to think about this from a content perspective. 11 different Rambler players need to get covered in the scouting report. It's hard to focus on all of them.
Dawson, long-range three, no good. Patriots with the rebound. Ronald Polite brings it across the half-court stripe. Little hesitation move, double-teamed. Down low, up top. Kelly hit one from there earlier. Thinks second of it. Ball isn't afraid. Front iron, no good. Good hustle by the Patriots. They'll get another look. Alston ball off the mark. See if he can spark the Patriots offense, which has struggled here for the better part of the first half. A lot of one-on-one up top by Polite. Shot clock at 7, pulls up, gets it, and is fouled.
A beautiful mid-range delivery. Polite is poised, he's tough and skilled with a beautiful mid-range.
This is a Tempur-Pedic mattress, and it's designed to help make aches and pains a thing of the past, because only Tempur-Pedic uses our one-of-a-kind, incredibly adaptive Tempur material to relieve pressure points and support your body in a way no other mattress can. Molecule by molecule and millimeter by millimeter. All night, every night. During the Tempur-Pedic President's Day sale, save up to $500 on select adjustable mattress sets and experience deep, undisturbed rest. Learn more at TempurPedic.com.
That's $78.29.
Oh, I've only got $50. Take out the cheese puffs and the broccoli. I mean, who likes broccoli?
I don't. Only $22.87 to go.
It would be faster with the Empower app. Empower Cash Advance gives you up to $250 instantly. No late fees, interest, or credit checks.
I've got money. Keep the cheese puffs, but leave out the broccoli.
Get Empower Cash Advance from $10 to $250 instantly. Download the Empower app today.
What will you do when the power goes out? Power outages can be unpredictable and inconvenient, but with a Generac home standby generator, your life goes on uninterrupted, because when your Generac detects a power outage, it automatically powers up, giving your family the security and peace of mind they deserve.
We don't have to worry about whether we lose power or not. If the utility company does not come through, our Generac does.
After the hurricane happened, we just want to be prepared for anything.
8 out of 10 home generators are Generac, with thousands of satisfied customers.
The number one thing to prepare for is extended power outages. Don't make it so hard on yourself. Have a Generac home standby generator.
And owning a generator is easier than ever. Special financing and low monthly payment options are available. And if you call now, you will also receive a free 5-year warranty valued at over $500. Call or go online now to request your free quote.
The Voice doubles the fun with its first coaching duo in the double chair as Dan and Shay join Reba, John, and Chance the Rapper. Don't want to miss it. Monday and Tuesday on NBC and Peacock.
Tony Skinn is a future star. He's a hero at George Mason. As a player, led them to a Final Four, transition into coaching. He was an assistant at Maryland, Ohio State, Seton Hall. He's an elite DC recruiter. And just to show you, they have such a great tradition in terms of coaching at George Mason. A lot of historic coaches. I look back at last year's game when I had George Mason. I just crumble it up. All new players, new coaching staff, new philosophy, and I just don't think anybody expected they would be this good. And here's another zone defense coming out of a timeout.
Polite converted on the free throw, so the conventional three-point play for George Mason. Down 10, 3:20 to go in the first half. See if they can spark a little something defensively. Great pass by Dolan to Miles Rubin, who lays it up and in. Someone, Drew Valentine bullish, sort of looked at us and said, puts on some weight, the kid's going to be special. Kelly with it up top. Little isolation. Good help by Rubin on the backside. Corner kick to Ball. Three-pointer. No good. Watson clearing the glass.
I'm not sure who you focus on defensively.
What a cut. Down low. Backdoor. Watson slams it home. (35-21). Ramblers with a 14-point lead. See if Polite can get things going on the left wing. Is that a foul? That's going to be a block on the Ramblers. If you're Tony Skinn in the last 2:20, what do you want to see from your team, especially offensively?
Well, the ability to spread the court and make plays. And Watson is such a beautiful fit. And he kind of goes back to what you had talked about, championship pedigree, coming from winning programs. Des Watson, I talked to walking in, and I said, you know, you're in such a good position here. What do you like the most about being a Loyola Rambler? He said, the positive vibe gets me excited to play basketball every single day. He said, it always hasn't been like that for me. I can't wait to get in the gym with my guys.
Watson, one of those transfers into Loyola, spent his first 2 years at Davidson. He heads to the bench with his second personal foul. Polite, the third, looking to convert on 2 of 2, and he does just that. 35-23, Loyola up 12. 10 of George Mason's 23 points come from the line. Ramblers have yet to shoot a free throw.
Interesting. This game is getting me excited for March 1st. Loyola versus Dayton in this building. That's going to be a slugfest.
Shot clock at 10, 2 minutes to go. Whistle down in front of the Patriots bench. Foul's going to go against George Mason. And you touch on that, the remaining schedules. We got just a couple of weeks remaining until that conference tournament, and all these squads vying for that #1 seed.
Yeah, the Dayton against Loyola game is going to be the game of the year. And I think Loyola, and I've seen them both in person now, Loyola is deeper. They're more physical. There's no finesse about them at all. And they've got plenty of options to cover Deron Holmes.
Foul was on Trey Wood. Miles Rubin unable to convert on the front end of the bonus. Let's see behind the back pass. Let's see what the Patriots will do here in the last minute and change, and they give it right back to Loyola. Jalen Quinn up top to Rubin. As you said, so many different looks. And how about that backdoor cut? Rubin to Quinn for the finish. They've run that same play 3 or 4 times, Tim.
The reason it's so effective is that they have a bunch of passers and their spacing is excellent.
Okoje among 3, dishes it off to a cutting Billups, who lost it midway but was able to lay it up and in for the Patriots, who are down 12 nearing the final minute here in the first half.
Yeah, what a backup. And the spacing is so important because of the fact that you've got George Mason trying to pressure the ball, but there are all kinds of threats from the perimeter. You've got to go out there and cover the 3-point line, and you've got post attack. Their movement is just so darn good, Steve, and I think that George Mason is really fortunate that they've still got a chance to cut this to 10 in the first half.
What they're not fortunate about, that was the 3rd personal foul on Baraka Okoje. He heads to the bench. Braden Norris to the line, where all he does is shoot 95% on the season, and he goes 1 of 2. So as you referenced, down 13, do a little something here with a possession or two, and you can potentially cut it to single digits. On the flip side, another turnover. Quinn hard to the rack and gets fouled. Seemingly a lot of the turnovers, Tim, right there at the top of the key, foul line extended, where George Mason is having difficulty getting it to that second level. Personal foul on Amari Kelly, his second. Jalen Quinn to the line, shoot 2. 82% from the stripe this season for Quinn.
Pretty remarkable. 10 players have now scored for Loyola. 9 have a rebound, and everybody fully engaged on the defensive end. Sometimes when players aren't playing, they sulk on the bench. As I watch the Loyola bench, their guys are up, they're into it, they're cheering, and they're just waiting for their turn.
And the intensity hasn't stopped since the opening tip, as the Patriots trying to end the first half on some type of positive note. Hall looking to do it all by himself, and what a block by Rubin. He's known to swat a few, isn't he, Tim? Miles Rubin, 55 blocks this season, entering the game. Make it 56.
3 in the country. He got that at top of the square level. And when I asked earlier, I asked Drew Valentine, the most talented guys in the Atlantic 10 would be Hall and Deron Holmes. And he said, you better put Miles Rubin's name on that list, because once he adds strength, he's going to become a force at both ends.
Well, if there's anything that is surprising from the Ramblers' performance to this point, it's Braden Norris. Coming into the game, Tim, he missed 2 free throws all season. He's missed 2 of 3 in the last 90 seconds.
He's got to work harder. You know, when I think of Rubin, coming from Simeon High School, a local product, that's where Derrick Rose and Jabari Parker came from. I think Sunday Miles Rubin will be first team all A-10.
Norris converts on 1 of 2. Shot clock off, lead 16 for the Ramblers. Potential last touch opportunity for the Patriots. Kelly, nice up and under, lays it in. As we're down to the final 2, Norris from long range goes against. Heck of a first 20 minutes for the Ramblers.
10 guys have scored. Braden Norris is a complimentary player. When he shoots the ball, you expect it to go in, and his spacing is one of the keys that offers all kinds of lanes for guys to make basket cuts. Drew Valentine has to be thrilled with the first half.
Score at the half, Loyola 41, George Mason 27. Now we will send you to the U.S. Bank halftime report with Zora Stevenson.
All right, thanks so much. What a run there by the Ramblers. Coming up on the U.S. Bank halftime report, Matt McCall joins me with his first half thoughts. Plus, Wake Forest upsets Duke at home, but the win overshadowed by another court-storming incident that left Kyle Filipowski injured. We'll show you how it all happened right after this.
You know, we talked about everything, his hopes, his dreams, his fears, even his secrets.
Not a lot of people know this, but the Gecko is actually left-handed.
You can see by the way he holds the microphone when he comes to the podium.
He made it easy with only his left hand.
What hand he chooses to use as his dominant hand, that's his business and no one else's.
On one hand, it's so helpful to find the right coverage with Geico.
On the other hand, who cares?
Well, I care.
From cars to home to jewelry, it's easy to Geico.
Are your headlights cloudy and oxidized, making your car look bad? Are they underperforming when you need them most? Cerakote's Headlight Restoration Kit restores weathered headlights back to like new and keeps them that way for life. Stop wasting your time with solutions that don't last. Cerakote's kit includes everything you need to go from this to this. Simply wipe away oxidation, give them a light sanding, and apply the ceramic coating. That's it. The True Ceramic technology does the rest. Buy any of Cerakote's #1 selling ceramic products for under $20 at these leading retailers today.
I got this $1,000 camera for only $41 on DealDash.
DealDash.com. Online auctions since 2009. This PlayStation 5 sold for only 50 cents. This iPad Pro sold for less than $34. And this Nintendo Switch sold for less than $20.
I got this KitchenAid stand mixer for only $56.
I got this barbecue smoker for $26.
And shipping is always free.
Go to DealDash.com right now and see how much you can save.
Conquer the weekend in the all-new Hyundai Santa Fe.
New projects means new project managers. You need to hire.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. When you sponsor a job, you immediately get your short list of quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job criteria. Visit Indeed.com/hire and get started today.
Chasing your dreams shouldn't feel like this. What if there was a place where you could realize your potential? With a community that lifts you up instead of shutting you out. A place designed to help you grow. George Mason University. All together different.
Welcome to the U.S. Bank NBC Halftime Report.
Loyola-Chicago has its largest lead of the game at the break. They're up by 16. That's a Braden Norris steal and Tom Welch with the dunk. Nice run there to end the first half. Welcome into the U.S. Bank Halftime Report. I'm Zora Stevenson alongside former UMass head coach Matt McCall. Coach, George Mason came into this one after a huge win earlier this week over number 16 Dayton. They started off strong, but Loyola-Chicago just showing why it's tied for the #1 seed right now in the A-10.
This team is for real, and what an environment they're playing in at home. 10 guys have scored in this basketball game for Loyola-Chicago. How about this, though? It's been their defense, holding Mason to 34% from the field, just 1 of 8 from the three-point line. Like you said, I thought Mason came to play in this game, but this Loyola-Chicago team, they are for real, and they're competing for a regular season Atlantic 10 championship.
41-27 is the score at the break. Now we take you to the ACC, an upset opportunity. Number 8 Duke on the road in Winston-Salem taking on Wake Forest. Deacons down by 2. Kevin Miller finds Andrew Carr. The go-ahead three-pointer there.
Yeah, well, where are the Hunter Salas highlights? 29 points, 11 for 13 from the field. This is a huge play in the game. They get the layup to go, take a 5-point lead under a minute.
Blue Devils down by 5. They find Kyle Filipowski here. Makes it a one-possession game. And how about this for your 1,000th point?
Yeah, it's unbelievable. And Wake Forest had an opportunity, turned it over. As you see, Duke turns it over here. Wake Forest hangs on for the win. We should be talking about this win, Zora. We should be celebrating with this win. But we're talking about another very dangerous Stork-Corming incident.
Kyle Filipowski, you see, he gets toppled over here by multiple Wake Forest fans. We're told that he's got a sprained ankle here, and this is not the first time that we've seen this. I was at the Ohio State-Iowa game. We're talking women's basketball. Caitlin Clark had some impact with the fans. She walked off, but she was, had some whiplash there. It seems like Kyle Filipowski's really hurt, though, and it's just so unfortunate.
It's so unfortunate, and when is it going to stop? And we continue to see it happen. And a lot of this should be on the game management of Wake Forest. You have Duke in your building. You know right now, if you win this game, if you're Wake Forest, it is a huge win. You're in the NCAA tournament as of today, coming out of this thing with a win. Steve Forbes should be celebrating with his team. This is a great win for their program. And instead, he's dealing with this. It has to stop. They're just going to slap these teams and these schools with a fine, but it doesn't stop the Stork. We're still going to storm the court. So what are we doing, and how are we protecting these players, Zora? That's the biggest thing. And it's not just the players or coaches or managers, whoever is involved. You have thousands of people at one point in time storming the court. They're liable to get hurt as well. So we can't continue to say, oh, wait, it's coming, wait, because someone's going to get serious hurt. No, people are getting hurt. Fans are getting hurt. Something has to be done because this is a very unfortunate situation. You alluded to it with Caitlin Clark. Anytime a team beats the Iowa Hawkeyes, they're going to probably most likely storm the court. You were there. You saw it. But today is so unfortunate. You hope Filipowski's able to play. Duke competing for an ACC championship. Duke trying to get a higher seed in the NCAA tournament, make a run to the Final Four. And your best player just got hurt in a situation that was completely avoidable.
I got to believe that there's smart enough people at conferences like the ACC and the Big Ten where two things can coexist, right? You could have players, celebrating the fact that they get a big win, an upset win, and making sure that the athletes are safe. I was at that Ohio State-Iowa game, Caitlin Clark, and it's just happening so fast. There's got to be protocol in place. You have security on hand. You got to make sure that you're ready for it.
There's got to be more security. There has to be more people involved. And you're not going to stop it, but you've got to protect the people that are out there on the floor.
Yeah, I appreciate the breakdown there. I'm with you on everything. We got to make sure that the athletes are safe. All right, coming up, we had a lot of action in the A-10 today. St. Bonaventure got a huge win over UMass earlier this afternoon. They move up in the A-10 standings. We'll show you how it all went down coming up.
The bedroom suite, with deliberate details and modern functionality. For the indoor enthusiast. Check in at thuma.co.
The chicken or the egg? The question isn't which came first. It's which comes with peanut butter. Duh.
The itch and rash of moderate to severe eczema disrupts my skin night and day. Despite treatment, it's still not under control. But now I have Rinvoq. Rinvoq is a once-daily pill that reduces the itch and helps clear the rash of eczema fast. Some Rinvoq patients felt significant itch relief as early as 2 days. Some achieved dramatic skin clearance as early as 2 weeks. And many taking Rinvoq saw clear or almost clear skin.
Rinvoq can lower your ability to fight infections, including TB. Serious infections and blood clots, some fatal. Cancers, including lymphoma and skin. Heart attack, stroke, and GI tears occurred. People 50 and older with a heart disease risk factor have an increased risk of death. Serious allergic reactions can occur. Tell your doctor if you are or may become pregnant.
Help heal your painful skin. Disrupt the itch and rash of eczema. Talk to your doctor about Rinvoq.
Learn how AbbVie can help you save.
If someone is in trouble, you do whatever you gotta do to help. That's just who you are. Mass casualties en route.
You were here, I'm here, we're in this together.
Dr. Ripley, we met before.
Do not treat me like the boy you knew 20 years ago.
Shut down every block between here and Med.
What is happening?
Let's do it.
Chicago Wednesday on NBC and Peacock.
With Nurtec ODT, I can treat and prevent my migraine attacks all in one.
Don't take if allergic to Nurtec. Allergic reactions can occur, even days after using. Most common side effects were nausea, indigestion, and stomach pain. Talk to your doctor about Nurtec today.
Every shelter pet deserves a second chance. And you're making it possible for thousands of them every day. Because every time you feed your pet Hills, you help feed a shelter pet. Which helps make them healthy and happy and more adoptable. Changing their life forever so they can change yours. Science did that.
HIV is not a crime. But in 30 states, people are being imprisoned due to their HIV status.
Go to etaf.org/HIV is not a crime, made possible through a grant from Gilead Sciences, Inc.
Welcome back into the U.S. Bank halftime report. Zora Stevenson, Matt McCall with you. Big implications in this matchup. St. Bonaventure, UMass. It was tied with 3:30 to go until that putback.
Yeah, Zora, at the end of the day, St. Bonaventure beat UMass at their own game. UMass, one of the best offensive rebounding teams in the entire Atlantic 10, but wins the best time to get a wide-open three-point shot. It's off an offensive rebound, and Micah Adams-Woods drills it from the top of the key. You think about this, Zora. +4 on the glass for Bonnies. They dominated points in the paint. Chad Binning, 16 points and 10 rebounds. Huge implications in the Atlantic 10 standings.
St. Bonaventure goes on a 9-1 run to finish this game out. They go on to win it 75-67. And with that dub, the Bonnies now have the exact same record as UMass, which means they've got the tied in the, with the record, but St. Bonaventure has the tiebreaker because they win the season series. All right, we still have one half to go between George Mason and Loyola-Chicago. The Ramblers up big at the half. Second half is next.
This has been the U.S. Bank Halftime Report.
It's the final game, folks. This one wins the series.
Struck out with the cheap seats? Important things aren't worth compromising. At Farmers, we offer both quality insurance and great savings. Here, take mine.
We are Farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Back pain. When you've got it, you know it. Introducing the X-Back from CopperFit, our groundbreaking technology designed for compression support of your lower back and core like you've never experienced before. Engineered with our most innovative, patent-pending, Advanced X compression system. The X-Back evenly distributes the support across a broader surface area of your back for relief of lower back aches and pains.
The new belt is fantastic. I feel a bigger area of support. Immediately, there was something different about this.
A super lightweight mesh fabric, ventilated for unmatched breathability to increase airflow and release excess heat.
You have to try it. You haven't felt anything that's going to give you the kind of support and relieve the back pain that you have, because it is unbelievable.
Our copper-infused fabric, made with the most advanced materials for superior support and lighter than air comfort.
It's just relaxing all that tension that you get.
Wow. Oh, that feels great.
I've tried a lot of belts in the past. Nothing like this.
I have a history of back issues, man, and this is really hard to believe what I'm feeling right now.
An orthopedic-designed alloy support panel and 4 built-in flexible stabilizers to help improve alignment and promote better posture.
Usually when I have long triathlons, there's pain. With the belt, there's absolutely no pain. For me, it was like, okay, is this really happening? I really haven't felt anything like this before.
The all-new X-Back from CopperFit, the most effective, breathable, customizable support for relief of lower back pain you will ever wear. Guaranteed or your money back. Get yours now at getxback.com for only 2 payments of $29.99 or call 1-800-260-6549. Order right now and your shipping is free.
This is by far the best support that I have found.
You feel like, you conquered the world, and it's life-changing.
The all-new X-Back from CopperFit. Feel the difference.
It's your igniter. We'll help get that fixed. Then your oven issues, done.
Best part about opening front door is the video to get these two done, yeah. Video, chatting like crazy. Experts on shirts.
Man, an app to fix my oven.
Yep, an app to fix your oven. That's correct.
Download to video chat with experts for only $25 a year.
This is going viral. But you know what should go viral? The fact that Kelly Blue Book My Wallet on Auto Trader gives you personalized monthly payments before you buy. Toss us a like.
41-27, Loyola with a 14-point lead at halftime. Tim, what jumps off to you when we take a look at the numbers from the first 20 minutes?
I want to start off by saying this. I went over because I wanted to check with Sister Jean. I said, what'd you think? She gave me a thumbs up, and then she fist bumped me. I fist bumped Sister Jean. How cool is that?
Your day has been made. The day, not so much so far for George Mason, valuing the basketball, especially on the road. Ultra important. They've struggled so far.
Yeah, and I don't want to dismiss your request, but yeah, the stat sheet jumps out, and it's all about turnovers. Ball security is so critical, but you can't do that. This is the first meeting when 18 turnovers doomed the Patriots. Well, they're actually doing worse in the first half today. It was a 6-point deficit, and basically it was all coming off of careless turnovers. In the first half, It was a great show. 10 different Ramblers scored. It was their spacing that was so good. And how much do we love the comment from Drew Valentine? 20 minutes to start every single practice. They emphasize spacing the court. That's the reason they're number 2 in the conference in assists.
George Mason with more turnovers than made field goals in the first half of play. The first 5 minutes here, extremely critical for the Patriots to formulate a little bit of continuity. It felt like the offense lacked it for most of the first 20.
No, you're exactly right. And, you know, I think that halftime is such a valuable point of adjustment. You know that Drew Valentine found something to get on his guys about, because the last thing he wants is for them to walk onto the court feeling good. Like, you want them a little grungy, a little angry, like let's get out there and get into these guys. It's a chess match. And on the other side, Ronald Plight has got to be very aggressive and get his guys shots.
Quickly down low in the blocks to Kelly. Strong with the bunny. Tie up as bodies fly out of bounds.
When I watch Miles Rubin, he screams rim runner at the NBA level, shot blocker. He is an NBA player down the road.
Last touch by the Patriots. A lot of contact, and if you're Tony Skinn, you want to see your team get aggressive, get physical. As Braden Norris takes it across the half-court stripe. First possession here in the second 20 for the Ramblers, looking to extend that lead.
Look at the velocity of their passes.
And look at the success from long range by Edwards.
First half, the Patriots 1 of 8 from 3, and their best player, Keyshawn Hall, 1 for 6. He did nothing.
Sheldon Edwards from long range for Loyola. Mason's 3, in and out. Blocked out of bounds, though, by the Ramblers.
Kind of the shocking stat is that so far Loyola has not even really done a lot of damage from the three-point line. I cringe to think what happens if they continue knocking down threes, because right now George Mason is spinning their wheels defensively because of the crisp passes and the spacing on the perimeter.
Quick sub for the Ramblers. Jaden Dawson in for Des Watson. And Hall, here's somebody that needs to get involved. Numbers weren't there in the first half. Maddox, though, long range, gets it to go. Darius Maddox from long range. And the pace quick out of the gates here in the first minute and change. 1 and done for the Ramblers. Hall going to bring it across the half-court stripe. How does he need to get more involved here?
Well, he's seeing a lot of feet defensively, but beautiful up and under, and he felt like he got fouled. You think about, if you're getting your defensive feet in the paint, the drivers see that and they're less likely to drive. Most times when Keyshawn Hall has caught it, there have been 6 defensive feet for the Ramblers in the paint.
Hall with 5, averaging nearly 18 a game. Nice high-low down to Rubin in the blocks. Lays it up and in. Wonderful patience by Loyola to let it all sort of just materialize. Lead 14, nearly a turnover. Hall, left side, Maddox again. Back iron too strong. Kelly goes up hard for it. They will keep possession. Shot clock at 20 for the Patriots.
That's a good sign, because Maddox was 1 for 3, missed both of his threes in the first half, and he can get hot in a hurry. Beautiful delivery using the left hand, fundamentally sound by Miles Rubin.
Tough entry to Hall, pulls it down. As you said, there's the feet all around him. They're going to say last touch off the Patriots. Another miscue by George Mason.
There are 10 turnovers, and we're just starting the second half. A lot of times, a good defense by itself can be a productive offense. And I also think that from watching George Mason this year, when their shots are not falling, they don't defend as well.
Polite with the steal, 2-on-1, lays it up, doesn't go. Nice finish on the backside by Darius Maddox. They're hanging in there. George Mason down 12 with far from their best stuff to this point. Rubin up top to Alston. He's cut off. No rush at all for the Ramblers. How about this long-range three from Edwards? A bit too strong, maybe a bit out of his range, but Mason with the chance to get within 10. Oh, and Hall loses his balance and the ball. Dawson looking to go one-on-one, lays it up and in. You can sense the eagerness by Hall to get involved. Maybe too much on that possession.
Oh, he's frustrated, and he's going against 4 different defenders every time.
Another turnover by the Patriots, given right back, though. Polite, strong, off the mark. Second look, Kelly, he loses it. Bodies everywhere. Loyola comes up with it.
And this is one of the most physical half-court games that I've seen in the A-10 this year. Have you seen an open layup in the half-court?
No.
If you see one, tell me.
I'm going to say, I'll cue us all into that one. Everything earned so far here today. Long-range three. Philip Alston from the left side. Lead is now 17 for Loyola. Maddox cut off baseline, up top to Kelly. Shot clock now at 8. Polite needs to do something. Thinks about it. Goes left in the corner to Billups. Drives the lane. Cut off there. Kelly's got a launch. In and out. No good for the Patriots. Again, bodies flying everywhere. Great hustle by George Mason, and they will award him a timeout before he went out of bounds.
All right, how are you going to score? Well, they've got a lot of different ways. First half was ball to rim. Second half, knocking down threes.
Back pain. When you've got it, you know it. Introducing the X-Back from CopperFit, our groundbreaking technology designed for compression support of your lower back and core like you've never experienced before. Engineered with our most innovative, patent-pending, advanced X compression system, the X-Back evenly distributes the support across a broader surface area of your back for relief of lower back aches and pains.
The new belt is fantastic. I feel a bigger area of support.
Immediately, there was something different about this.
A super lightweight mesh fabric, ventilated for unmatched breathability to increase airflow and release excess heat.
You have to try it. You haven't felt anything that's going to give you the kind of support and relieve the back pain that you have, because it is unbelievable.
Our copper-infused fabric, made with the most advanced materials for superior support and lighter than air comfort.
It's just relaxing all that tension that you get.
Wow. Oh, that feels great.
I've tried a lot of belts in the past. Nothing like this.
I have a history of back issues, man, and this is really hard to believe what I'm feeling right now.
An orthopedic-designed alloy support panel and 4 built-in flexible stabilizers to help improve alignment and promote better posture.
Usually when I have long triathlons, there's pain. With the belt, there's absolutely no pain. For me, it was like, okay, is this really happening? I really haven't felt anything like this before.
The all-new X-Back from CopperFit, the most effective, breathable, customizable support for relief of lower back pain you will ever wear. Guaranteed or your money back. Get yours now at getxback.com for only 2 payments of $29.99 or call 1-800-260-6549. Order right now and your shipping is free.
This is by far the best support that I have found.
You feel like, you conquered the world, and it's life-changing.
The all-new X-Back from CopperFit. Feel the difference.
the George Mason juggernaut. They're capable of comebacks against Loyola. And the reason I know it is because I watched them go on a 22-point turnaround against Dayton less than a week ago. They were down 38-27 to the Flyers. And I'm sure that Tony Skinn is telling his guys right now, we've done it, we're going to do it again. And Steve, I think he's a very sharp dresser. I like Tony Skinn's outfit. I asked him going into the locker room after that Dayton win, what was it like? He said, I was worried they were going to dump water on me because I had just bought a brand new suit, didn't want to ruin it. So can you imagine all the things they must go through?
Yeah, he wanted to look good for that upset victory, but wanted to make sure he could wear that again down the road. Loyola-Chicago, 17-point lead over the Patriots. We'll continue from the Gentino Arena right after this.
What will you do when the power goes out? Power outages can be unpredictable and inconvenient, but with a Generac home standby generator, your life goes on uninterrupted, because when your Generac detects a power outage, it automatically powers up, giving your family the security and peace of mind they deserve.
We don't have to worry about whether we lose power or not. If the utility company does not come through, our Generac does.
After the hurricane happened, we just want to be prepared for anything.
8 out of 10 home generators are Generac, with thousands of satisfied customers.
The number one thing to prepare for is extended power outages. Don't make it so hard on yourself. Have a Generac home standby generator.
And owning a generator is easier than ever. Special financing and low monthly payment options are available. And if you call now, you will also receive a free 5-year warranty valued at over $500. Call or go online now to request your free quote.
There wouldn't be an hour in the day that I didn't think about hair thinning. I chose Nutrafol because it was 100% drug-free and clinically tested. I experienced thickness, volume. Nutrafol is life-changing for me.
Get growing at Nutrafol.com.
The bedroom suite, with deliberate details and modern functionality. For the indoor enthusiast. Check in at Thuma.co.
Oh my goodness! It's the three! Are you kidding me? Right to the basket, score it! Plus ball! Maybe all the way in. Block! Jam time! Off the glass! Gets it inside. Oh, and the slam! Tim Miller at the buzzer beat. 2-1.
8-10 basketball is on USA. It continues on Sunday. Rhode Island squaring off against LaSalle. Catch all the action. High noon, 12 Eastern, right here on USA. And it's been a busy week here within the Atlantic 10 Conference. Fordham winning last night. St. Bonaventure picking up a victory earlier today. St. Louis in a back-and-forth battle with GW. It's going to be a fun little run here heading up to the conference tournament.
We have not talked about Richmond, have not given enough credit to VCU. If there are 4 teams that I think have a chance to win it, Dayton would be on that list, and without question, Loyola.
Keyshawn Hall on the bench for George Mason, leading the league in rebounding in double-doubles. One of 12 in the entire country to average 17-plus points, 8-plus rebounds, 1.5-plus assists a game. And they have contained him pretty much from the outset.
You know, Alston has covered him, Mwamba, Edwards, Dawson. They've all taken turns.
Dolan taking a turn from long range. Greg Dolan converts the lead now 20.
The defense against Hall is like a baseball pitcher where you get a no-hitter, but there were like 4 relievers that came in and helped out. Everybody has done a really good defensive job.
Okoje foul, double team at the top of the key.
It's the best time to get a three is off drive and kick. And do you remember as a kid, like your coach or your dad or your friend, whenever you practice shooting threes, you would get a pass from under the basket, right? If you make it, it's really easy. He catches the ball, throws it back out. That's how we were trained to shoot three-pointers as a kid. That's why that last three from Dolan was so good. It came from an inside pass.
Patriots down 20, 8-0 run to get things going here in the second half for the Ramblers. Polite hard to the hole, lays it up too strong. Kelly put back, front iron no good. Third chance, possibility. Bodies on the floor yet again, and we will have a tie-up.
All right, let me tell you why there are all these missed layups. Because when you're playing a shot-blocking team like Loyola, you're not even looking at the rim. You're trying to figure out where the help is coming from. You know, imagine for a second, think about, you know, some of the all-time great shot blockers. Patrick Ewing, Olajuwon, David Robinson. Half of their blocks were based on intimidation and distraction.
So it gets you out of your rhythm a little bit as opposed to focusing on finishing. Where's it coming from? And they rush it.
And I speak from experience.
Polite up top to Kelly. Shot clock at 5. Double team seemingly everywhere by the Ramblers on defense, and that's going to be a shot clock violation. Nope, Ramblers going to get the steal before that goes off. Dolan, left wing, got it. Tony Skin was worried, and with good reason, heading into this one.
Dolan was a transfer from Cornell. 14 points per game, elite cutter, and he gives Loyola an extra ball handler out there. You know, today at shoot-around, whenever Dolan was shooting, all of his teammates yelled chicken. And I was curious. I said, why do you guys say chicken? And they said, well, when we eat chicken, it's good. And when Dolan shoots a three, it's good.
Great atmosphere, sold out. Gentile Arena. And you talk about Greg Dolan, the transfer from Cornell. Second team All-Ivy a year ago. Led the Big Red in scoring and assists. And Drew Valentine shared with us, he wants winners. He wants people to buy in to the culture, to the Loyola DNA. And he said Greg Dolan checked every single box. It was an easy sell and buy job for the two to get him here to Chicago.
Well, I also think that Drew Valentine is an excellent recruiter. And he's into developing relationships, and at 32 years of age, he can connect with his players. He's got a great shoe game, okay? He knows social media. He knows what the young players are going through. And, you know, I don't think this is probably a popular stance for Loyola fans. I think that someday Drew Valentine will be Michigan State's head coach. Tom Izzo's not going anywhere anytime soon, but Drew Valentine is from Lansing. His brother was an All-American, a player of the year there. His wife was a volleyball player at Michigan State. He was a grad assistant under Tom Izzo. I can see that happening someday because I think he's that good.
Jalen Quinn with the foul. Patriots maintain the ball. Shot clock down to 10, and there's just no looks, no freebies for George Mason today. Nice move by Maddox using the left hand to get it to go.
Yeah, Maddox has really been the only offensive threat in the second half for George Mason.
13 on the game for Maddox. And I'm going to pencil that in. February of 2024. Let's see what the future holds for Valentine, maybe 3, 5, 7 years down the road. Norris thought about it. Cuts down the middle, kicks it out. Another long-range jumper. Front iron no good. Look at the hustle by Welch to keep it alive for another look.
And that's debilitating for the defense. They did a nice job. They force a miss, and then a volleyball spike to get a second opportunity for the Ramblers.
And Darius Maddox called on the reach-in for George Mason. And you go back to the Valentine brothers. You mentioned Denzel, his brother. They overlapped a little bit. They saw some time on the hardwood against one another.
We asked Drew, would you ever hire Denzel as one of your coaches someday? He said no. He would not want to get out and grind on the recruiting trail like I need him to.
He said he could see it in the NBA, but he said out here, maybe not the case. Long range three, barrage continues. Alston connecting on that one. Loyola by 24. You worried about what would happen if they started shooting well from long range? Well, it's happening. Patriots missing the short one down low. Ramblers looking to run. Quinn forces it down the middle. Up and under. And it goes. 62-36. Loyola on top. 12 minutes to go. Maddox, quick three. One and done.
George Mason looks exhausted. Loyola looks fresh because they go 11 deep.
When you have depth like that, you usually see the benefits in the second half as Norris handed it off to Dolan, who misses on the 16-footer.
I think he was too close.
Okoje pulls up baseline, nothing's there. Up top to Newton, around the perimeter to Maddox. Maddox, nice move there. Cut off, pull-up jumper, front iron, no good. And very few second chance opportunities this afternoon for George Mason.
Sometimes one of the greatest energy sappers is beating the first place team. I think that happened to George Mason today.
Tempur-Pedic designed the Ergo Pro Smart Base to help you fall asleep more easily. It's the only smart base that features our exclusive soundscape mode that synchronizes a gentle massage with relaxing sounds to help you drift peacefully off to sleep. During the Tempur-Pedic President's Day sale, save up to $500 on select adjustable mattress sets and experience deep, undisturbed rest. Learn more at TempurPedic.com.
In case of emergency, they answer your call.
We're ready for anything that comes our way.
And save the day.
What do we got?
I got this. Drop the weapon.
911, Mondays on USA.
Who doesn't like an SVU marathon?
Please tell me you're kidding.
No, but seriously. We are celebrating season 25 of SVU.
With 25 SVU marathons. It's almost too perfect.
Only on USA.
Let's make every day a beach day. Let's induce some serious vacation envy. Let's make it look like we've done this before. Let's reconnect. Let's get it fresh from the Gulf. Let's shine in St. Pete Clearwater.
Introducing the all-new 2024 Lincoln Nautilus Hybrid.
Loyola has a swagger, a big-time swagger that can only happen when you're 24-6 shooting the three ball over your opponent. I want you to look at the quality of shots. They're shooting straight up and down. There's no contest, and none of these balls are even hitting the rim. And it all started in the first half with some excellent passing. 20 assists on 25 buckets. You will not find that number anywhere that you find. That's as good as it gets.
Coming into this game, the Ramblers leading the league in assists, nearly 17 in the game. They have eclipsed that. You mentioned the three-point shooting, 44% from behind the arc to this point for Loyola-Chicago. And you asked Drew Valentine, when we had a chance to chat with him before the game, what he believes his team does as well as anyone in the league. He says, we share the ball better than anyone, and we protect the rim as well as anyone. Check both those boxes to this point today.
Well, I think they shoot the three really well, and I think they close the paint and rebound really well, and they've got great depth. You know, I'm not dismissing VCU or Richmond or Dayton. Loyola is the best team in the A-10 this year.
Bold statement, but what we've seen so far today backs it up with an 11-2 conference record coming into this one.
After today, they will be 10 of their last 11 wins. They are playing with such a swagger and such a toughness. I think that they are the deepest team and the toughest team in the conference.
Taking a look at a potential shot clock narrative, want to make sure they've got everything right. As you can see there, everything stopped for a few moments, so they are figuring out the exact scenario coming out of the break. And this crew's done their due diligence on a couple of different situations during a commercial break, a timeout to say, all right, hey, that bucket counted. It was a three-point opportunity. And again, here with the shot clock.
So Drew Valentine has ATO cards in his pocket. ATO stands for after timeout. And every time they're in a timeout, he calls a different set. Let's see what he has dialed up here. If I had to guess, I think they're going to try to go inside. Why? Because the George Mason defense is so worried about threes.
And there it is, Adelicon with the alley-oop to his teammate, Philip Alston, who slams it home. You nailed it. You saw something coming, a look the Patriots hadn't seen to this point.
Something different every time.
Ball cut off, sends it left wing to Newton. Front iron from long range, one and done yet again. Ramblers looking to run. Newton cutting it off momentarily. Adelicon slows it up, back up to Des Watson, and now to Norris with the shot clock at 15. Movement down low. Good hands by the Patriots. Adelicon, though, able to pick it up. Shot clock at 2, partially blocked, and they say fouled on the way up was Dame Adelicon. What do we think this was? Card 6 or 7?
Yeah, I like the dunk. It's the pass and the setup that I love. And underneath, watch the block out by Adelicon. There's no doubt that Malik Henry is a stud. That guy is big and strong and plays hard. Adelicon has the chance to be the best player on this team, depending on the game. If you look at their roster, I count 7 guys that would not surprise me if they're the high score for this Loyola team.
Adelicon, the transfer from Dartmouth, also a second-team All-Ivy League performer. Makes 1 of 2. The personal foul was on Malik Henry, his second. The lead now 29.
Yeah, I love the idea of targeting Ivy League players in the portal. The reason is that they cannot go to graduate school in Ivy schools, so they don't have an option to go for a 5th year. They've got to transfer.
Another turnover by the Patriots. Ramblers had numbers. Watson was fouled on the way up. And it's something Drew Valentine talked about, the portal. No stone unturned. D1, D2, we'll go wherever we have to. Like Philip Alston started his college career at California and Pennsylvania. Tim, a D2 standout, and look what he's doing here for the Ramblers. The game's changed on that front, and you have to with it.
Drew said that he wants to be like Arkansas. And what Arkansas does is they try to get in on every single kid that might transfer. And then they all of a sudden, after they get on the list, then they say, okay, let's check character and fit. We don't want to take somebody that's not going to be part of our culture. But you can't really try to get those kids unless they consider you first.
Watson converts on 1 of 2. Lead is 30. Okoje is going to get bailed out. He was going down the lane, perhaps a little bit out of control. And it's what Drew Valentine said. He's like, I'm an old school value coach that is adapted to the new phase of what college hoops is all about.
I mentioned that I could see him as the head coach at Michigan State someday. Can you imagine that? Judd Heathcote, Tom Izzo, Drew Valentine. I don't know Judd's first year, but I mean, we're talking decades of excellence.
It's been the better part of a half century between Heathcote and Izzo as Okoje converts on his first. He only has 5 points this afternoon. Back iron too strong with the second. (66-37), Ramblers up big. 9.5 to go here in the second half of play. The Delican looking to go one-on-one. Double team, nice cut back door. Alston loses it on the way up.
Oh my gosh, when that ball went towards the tunnel, I worried about Sister Jean.
She's got her standard place there in the corner by the tunnel, sitting and enjoying.
Did that ball go close to her? It might have.
Maybe a little prayer by her on the way to make sure it didn't get too close. All clear, though, for Sister Jean. Well, there's a lot of contact in the corner as Maddox launches that one. Sheldon Edwards fought through the screen might be an understatement.
You know, when we talk about the superior depth that Loyola has, your practices are going to be more competitive than anybody else because minutes are at stake, and the second unit is filled with guys that would play at a lot of other teams. Injuries, not an issue. You've got so much depth. Foul trouble, never a problem. You've got 5 and 6 guys in the bench that are saying, Coach, put me in, I can help you.
Edwards picks up his second. Trey Wood, pull-up jumper. Back iron too strong. Ball kicks out to half court. Okoje down low to Maddox. Nice up and under move by Darius Maddox, the one player today that's been up for the challenge, the physical nature. As I've said it a few times, a lot of contact on anything down low. Wood went down hard.
And he's been playing really well. Good gather underneath. And here's the play right here where the injury occurred and landed funny. You know, when I watch Tony Skinn, what he's doing right now is compiling a list of topics that he's going to navigate with his team, teaching points, so they're ready for the next game. You know, our closeout here was a little bit soft. On this cut here along the baseline, we had a banana cut, which means imagine a banana is kind of looping rather than precise and razor sharp. Those are the little things that this George Mason team will learn from this game.
Trey Wood to the line for 2, misses on the first. Mwamba picks up his second personal foul, and it's something Tony Skinn shared with us this morning. We're 3 or 4 games and a play away here or there from being right near the top of that league standings. As you said, it's never a straight line progression to the top.
You know, one of the hidden keys to this game, look at all the different color shoes. Like does anybody ever just wear basic old white tennis shoes anymore? I mean, they're the colors of the rainbow.
They've got them all covered. The spectrum of colors well represented here this afternoon in Chicago. Ramblers up 26, 8:40 and counting in the second half. The Delican looking to back it in down low. Thinks better of it. Kicks it out to Norris. Over to Watson, who was fouled on his drive to the baseline. In part of compiling the data, things head coach Tony Skinn can share with his squad, what can you also learn in this moment, if anything? for the guys on the floor.
You're down 26. I mean, all you really want to do is compete. Don't quit. Don't take shortcuts. I think making sharp cuts is one of the most underrated skills. And when teams get blown out, a lot of times you can look at their cutting as a big reason why.
Delican fouled on the way up. He'll head to the line. And as you said, it's the little things that don't show up in the stats at the end of the game that a coach will say, you know what, you gave it your all, even though we weren't in it coming down the stretch. Foul on Maddox, his third. So when you talk about the shoe game, this man's as good as any, Drew Valentine.
Yeah, well, he's got maroon and gold Nike Dunk lows, and the whole staff has them. And when Drew Valentine goes into a recruit's house, there's some wow factor because his shoe collection totals 250. In his house, he's got a showcase area. Young players today are crazy about shoes, and they look up to Drew Valentine because he's got one of the best shoe game heads in the league.
And he said that's who he is.
Yep,
he's always been a shoe guy.
He's a shoe head.
Watson fouled on the way up after the Ramblers getting the job done on the defensive end. 27 clear of the Patriots here on a Saturday in Chicago.
Doug. Customize and save with Liberty Bibbity. Liberty Booshima. Lipcherty Blibbitu.
Mark that one. That was nice.
I think you're supposed to stand over there.
Oh, am I? Thank you. So a couple more, but we'll go quick.
Libru Smeeboo. Libru Breeboo. Limu Beeboo. And me.
He's an emu!
Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Need to get your car protected and looking great for the harsh winter season? Cerakote's best-selling line of automotive care products can transform your vehicles quickly, easily, and affordably. Our #1 selling headlight kit restores cloudy headlights back to like new and keeps them that way, guaranteed. Restore that faded trim in just one wipe with our easy-to-apply trim coat kit. Achieve unsurpassed gloss, shine, and slickness with our rapid ceramic paint sealing. Buy any of Cerakote's #1 selling ceramic products for under $20 at these leading retailers today.
What's my Safe Flight story? I'm a photographer, and when I'm driving, I see inspiration right through my glass. So when my windshield cracked, it had to be fixed right. I scheduled with Safe Flight Auto Glass. Their experts replaced my windshield and recalibrated my car's advanced safety system. Safe Flight is the one I trust. They focus on safety, so I can focus on this view.
Safe Flight Repair, Safe Flight Replace.
At Loyola University Chicago, tomorrow isn't soon enough. We make an impact today. We learn to lead on a world stage. Top-ranked teaching ignites our minds. To innovate, always with purpose. A dynamic community sparks our spirit to reimagine and solve what is possible. We won't wait to build a brighter future. We do it today. We are Loyola University Chicago.
Current look at the standings in the Atlantic 10. Loyola of Chicago started this one tied at the top, well on their way to going 12-2 and critical to be in that top 4 heading into the conference championship.
It really appears, Steve, that Loyola, Richmond, Dayton, and VCU will finish in that top 4 and then get that bye. When you look at George Mason, they would have to have a crazy finish. A key game earlier today is that UMass got beat by St. Bonaventure. I think that kind of eliminates them from being able to get up there.
Yeah, work to do, and you touched on the fact top 4 teams at double bye. A little bit of breathing room potentially heading into that conference tournament as Watson goes to the line, misses the first of 2. That foul before the break on Jared Billups.
You know, when you get to double bye, you go to New York with a swagger. You walk into the arena, and everybody knows who the double bye teams are.
They're the ones in their shoes, in their sweats, just enjoying the action, not worried about what's on tap that particular day. Watson missed both. Good cut there. Billups had it swatted away. And Norris is going to call a timeout as he picked up his dribble in the backcourt and is quickly double teamed.
Miles Rubin defends the ball above the rim. Most shot blockers are defending at net level. He's a whole different level. And look out when this guy puts on weight. We praised the depth of the Ramblers earlier, saying they go 11 deep. You know how many guys have scored so far for Loyola? 11. 9 have grabbed a rebound. All of them have contributed mightily.
And they came into this one winning 6 in a row, on their way to making it 7, and the numbers just continue to progress in such a positive manner for the Ramblers.
Here's the defensive dilemma for everybody that plays Loyola. Who do you focus on with your scouting report? They're all weapons, and if you give too much attention to one guy, somebody else will destroy you. And you can't press them because you just give the ball to Braden Norris and say, everybody just get out of the way. He's going to cover.
Continuing to move without the ball, the Ramblers not straying from the game plan at the start of this one. Watson goes up hard, back iron too strong. George Mason with the rebound. Billups across the half-court stripe. 7 minutes and counting. Loyola up 27. Trey Wood, long range, one and done. Yet again for the Patriots. Norris thinking about running it. Up to Watson, slows it down. And a chance to use the clock, work it. It is your ally.
Norris actually transferred from Oakland University. That's the alma mater of I'm sorry, not Denzel, but how about Denzel's brother? Drew Valentine played for Greg Campy there. 2011, they won the conference tournament and played in the NCAA.
Last time they were there, 13 years ago. George Mason forcing the turnover. See if they can get some offensive sets, a little bit of flow here to build off of moving forward. I'm not sure if Trey Wood called last, but it goes and they'll take it.
Keyshawn Hall is an all-league standout. He's got 5 points in this game, has been completely locked up, 2 for 7 from the field.
Testament to the Ramblers defense and their plan to shut him down. Watson up top, nice crossover, and he'll throw that one away.
How good of a kid is Keyshawn Hall? So much fun to talk to. And he shared with me, they play Fordham next. He's never been to New York City. Said he can't wait to get there and see the sights.
Yeah, the UNLV transfer, sophomore out of Cleveland, Ohio, heads to the bench. Fun to watch, fun to chat with, just not his day on this afternoon. Look at double and triple teams every time George Mason gets it into the paint. Everything the Patriots get, they have to work for. Second chance opportunity, fouled on the way out.
2 more examples. Where's Miles Rubin and where's the rim? The drivers for George Mason, they're not even really caring about trying to make the basket. They just don't want their shot blocked by number 24 in white.
Maddox to the line, makes the first. He's got 14. Leading the way for the Patriots this afternoon. Personal foul was on Greg Dolan.
Really kind of an uneven year for George Mason. They started 13-2, which was phenomenal because they had so many new players, 7 transfers, 4 new starters. And a big part of their early success was that they did a workout program at 6 a.m. with the ROT students on campus. Really building that camaraderie, getting in great shape, getting to know each other.
It's the stuff that happens away from the court that sometimes can bring a team together. Shot clock at a 10. Adelican picks up the dribble. In trouble, gets it to Edwards. Shot clock now at 4. Nice give and go. Adelican down the lane, gets it to go and is fouled. Multiple occasions, that backdoor high-low cut has been there for the Ramblers.
Yeah, it's really an NBA concept. concept with the spacing. You've got the middle screen game. You can't really help from the corners because their shooters are so dangerous, and there's a lot of space inside for Delican.
Foul on Amari Kelly. Delican will go to the line, looking to complete the three-point play.
When you watch Delican, don't you think that he's got some of the Charles Barkley using your booty to back your win and understanding angles and how to attack?
Hard to dispute. 70-45, Ramblers up big, and when we take a look at Loyola, a team that was preseason 8th at the beginning of this season, in a matter of 5 minutes, they're going to be alone at the top, 12-2. How does this freight train continue to move forward in your estimation?
Well, they play so hard because minutes are always at stake. And Drew Valentine does not lie to these guys. He tells them when they're playing hard and when they need to up their effort. And that's going to make sure their practices are competitive. I think that's their key.
But Delican with the right hand doesn't go. Last touch by Loyola. The flow, the balance, the spacing. It's been prevalent from the opening tip for Loyola.
Yeah. And remember, Drew Valentine really liked the way that Shaka Smart ran his offense at Marquette. So he went there this summer and spent time to learn their flow offense. What they do is they have 75 set plays that they will run, and then if the play doesn't work, they flow right into offense, which I think is an equal opportunity attack.
Kelly with the short one. He got it to go, double figures for him. He's got 11 on the game, but this day has belonged to the Ramblers. 23 clear, coming down the stretch in Chicago.
You really can't overstate the Gecko's influence on culture.
He's got cartoons, breakfast cereals, the best advice.
Geico can help protect your home and what's in it.
When I see him helping people, I'm full of pride and joy.
He influenced an entire generation.
But the shoes are iconic. I'm getting married in these.
He's touched so many lives.
I mean, just look at us.
From cars to home to jewelry, it's easy to Geico.
Hey, it's me, your dry skin. I'm craving something we're missing. The ceramides in CeraVe. CeraVe with 3 essential ceramides helps restore my natural barrier so I can lock in moisture and we can feel it long after. CeraVe moisturizers.
Glad Force Flex Max Strength trash bags are 25% more durable. And they're rip resistant. When your bag has the strength to keep it together, it's better than all good. It's all Glad.
That's $78.29.
Oh, I've only got $50. Take out the cheese puffs and the broccoli. I mean, who likes broccoli?
I don't. Only $22.87 to go.
It would be faster with the Empower app. Empower Cash Advance gives you up to $250 instantly. No late fees, interest, or credit checks.
I've got money. Keep the cheese puffs, but leave out the broccoli.
Get Empower Cash Advance from $10 to $250 instantly. Download the Empower app today.
When the details take precedence, the rest falls perfectly into place. We strip away everything but the essential. And what we're left with are thoughtful bedrooms for modern living. Thuma.
I've been having UTIs for 10 years. I felt a loss of control.
Eucora helped me get back on track.
At Eucora, we make UTI relief products. We also make proactive urinary tract health products.
Eucora is a lifesaver.
Try today at eucora.com.
Selection Sunday less than a month away as we take a look at NCAA tournament bids over the last decade for the Atlantic 10. And Tim, what do you think the prospects are that the number from a year ago, which was 1, might double or triple?
It looks to me like there's a good chance for 2. The Atlantic 10, currently number 8 ranked conference. If Dayton gets the championship game and you have a strong showing by Richmond, VCU, or St. Bonaventure, I would put Loyola-Chicago on that list too, that you're going to probably get 2 teams in the NCAA tournament. What do you think?
I like your point earlier, this Loyola-Chicago team, what we've seen, you look at those rankings, 99th at quote-unquote they're the 6th or 7th best team in this league. Sometimes that computer doesn't spit out the things you see on the floor.
In 353, Loyola will have won their 10th of 11th game.
7 in a row, 14 of 16, and doubled their win output from a season ago. It's going to be fascinating to watch it coming down the stretch, heading into the conference tournament. Kelly from long range doesn't go, the putback does.
When did Kelly become a good three-point shooter? He is so much improved. Last year, I would have never thought he would shoot much outside of the free throw line.
He hasn't been afraid, made that one early, and has had a few other looks since. As we're at the 320 mark and counting, Loyola by 21. Delican, boy, to your point, he gets down low in the blocks. He is a tough man to stop.
Yeah, and at this point in the game, Amari Kelly must be thinking, where are the subs? Where are the guys that are easy to play against? And you've got to go up against a Delican. That's a tough job.
Wood from long range doesn't convert.
It really doesn't seem, Steve, that a Delican takes any time off. Like he doesn't coast at any point.
You reference setting screens, doing the little things. You can see him working hard in the paint, trying to help his teammates out as he's got it with the shot clock at 5, looking to go one-on-one. Oh, it's still with it. Shot clock at 2. Norris. Yes. Why wouldn't it go? The little things, they've done it from the outset. But what does it say, as comfortable as Kelly is, that he's seemingly the three-point threat along with Maddox for George Mason here today?
Well, after beating Dayton, George Mason did not have the energy level in this game from the very start. And remember, head coach Tony Skinn said, from the jump, if we don't match their energy and toughness, we will get blown out by 20-plus points.
Well, it's 26 right now, and with that, Drew Valentine clears the bench. Everyone's going to get a pop here today at Gentile Arena as Maddox is at the line. Foul was on Watson, his 4th. Maddox with 16, Kelly with 14. The rest of the Patriots, 21 points combined.
Sometimes numbers lie.
Not on that front.
Yeah, that was a good one.
2 of 2 for Maddox. The lead is 24. And we're going to see if Trey Lewis, among others, can get in the scoring ledger for Loyola. Speaking of Lewis, fouled on the reach-in by Jared Billups.
You know what I like about Trey Lewis? He attended my basketball camp.
6'6" freshman, Ferndale, Michigan.
He's going to be really good.
What did you teach him? What did you see at that camp?
Taught him how to dunk, knock down threes. No, but he's going to benefit so much because think about who he practices against every day. They're tough and physical, and yeah, he's going to be good.
That was the first free throw of the year for Trey Lewis, and he converts. Back iron with the second. Tried to keep it alive. Patriots come down with it as we near the 2-minute mark remaining in this one.
The second half, much better job by George Mason protecting the basketball. Turnover is a big problem, not quite as much in the second half.
Kelly fouled on the way. Trey Lewis with the reach, it appeared. You can sense the atmosphere in here. They've been electric from the very start, and when they saw some of the guys coming off the bench that don't get a lot of playing time, they want to see somebody score. That usually doesn't.
It's really worth noting, though, and revisiting the fact that Loyola-Chicago had such good success as a member of the Missouri Valley Conference. When they came to the A-10, they really struggled last place. All of a sudden, Drew Valentine realized we really need to upgrade our talent level, bring in more athletes, and we also need to be tougher. They've certainly accomplished that.
Kelly converts on both from the stripe. The foul was on Lewis. Final 90 seconds upon us. Caleb Reese with the ball, sophomore out of Warren, Michigan. Shot clock at 10. Reese down the lane, lays it up. It is blocked. Second chance opportunity. Mortensen saves it. Long range three. Trey Lewis converts. Maybe you taught him how to shoot some threes, too.
He's got a great high school coach, Juan Rickman in Ferndale. Trey Lewis has been well schooled in the fundamentals.
The lead is 26 for Loyola. Maddox, left wing, back iron too strong. Lewis with the rebound. Lewis feeling it from the right side. Not the same result. As we got 45 and counting. Your takeaways when this one is said and done as we watch Kelly from long range convert again of the statement Loyola has made today.
Yeah, I'm preoccupied thinking about the big game March 1st. Dayton is coming into this building. I'm afraid that if you don't have a ticket now,
too late.
You're not gonna get one.
The sellout crowd on their feet. And with good reason, their Ramblers have put on a show today. Can you imagine what Gentile Arena will be like when the Flyers come in?
I will be watching.
So will I.
I can promise you that.
Trey Wood with the bucket for the Patriots as the final 10 seconds winding down here in Chicago. Will Will Smythe launch it? No, going to take the high road, and it has been impressive from start to finish. The 20th victory of the season for the Ramblers. Second time Drew Valentine as a head coach has done it here in his 3 seasons. And what might be for the Ramblers moving forward, they will be fun to continue to watch.
If they play a complete game, they're physical on defense, skilled on offense, and superior depth going 11 deep. They are extremely dangerous, and to me, right now, they're the best team in the A-10.
George Mason, how do they regroup?
Well, they're very, very skilled and very talented. They've got good players. I just think that they didn't bring the same energy today after they knocked off such a good team at Dayton.
Take a look at the updated A-10 standings. The folks behind us love it as the team coming over and giving high five. Look who's alone at the top. Loyola-Chicago 12-2. They have won 7 in a row, 9 of 10, 14 of 16.
And their depth is really the separator. They don't only look like a team that's good in the A-10. This is a team that could definitely win in the NCAA tournament.
They started filling the seats about 90 minutes before tip as soon as the gates were open. When I went out to get coffee 3-4 hours ago, there were about a half dozen students sitting on the floor. I said, what are you waiting for? They're like, for the gates to open. They were here hours before. As this team at home, they've only lost twice. They have proven something special is happening here with the Ramblers in 2024.
Yeah, a lot of times, schools will say, yeah, today's a sellout. This was a legit sellout. There were no seats. The crowd was fired up. And remember, Sister Jean's here. She was fired up too.
What do you think she prays for now moving forward? She told us, I'm just praying for a win. Maybe are we going to pray for a conference championship? Perhaps a tournament title?
You might as well ask for it, right?
Yeah. Who's going to tell Sister Jean no?
She's got great connections.
Awfully impressive 21-point victory as head coach Drew Valentine making his way over to us, and I'm sure It's going to be a very happy head coach as he completes the season sweep of George Mason. The Ramblers now leading 12-2 in the Atlantic 10 conference standings, and we're so happy to have Coach with us. What's the initial reaction of what your team was able to do today in convincing fashion?
Just played with a ton of passion. We this year for us is all about, we do a boot camp every fall where we do a bunch of conditioning and you know, putting in our principles, small things defensively. And at the end of that boot camp, every one of our players is presented with a t-shirt, and that has a saying on the back of it for every single year. And this year it's all about pride, getting the pride back, because this is a proud program that has a ton of history and tradition, especially since, you know, I've been here and Coach Moser and what they were able to do with the program. And so I wanted these guys to play with a lot of pride because they got a chance to put their name up there. And so I thought they played like a group that wants to put their name up there.
I thought it was a near flawless performance. Maybe a couple of your inbounds passes weren't crisp enough.
Right.
Everything other than that was phenomenal. I said that I think this is the best team in the conference. What do you think your team needs to improve on between now and that time that you get to the championship game in the tournament?
I think we got to do a better job of guarding the ball one-on-one. I thought we fouled too much today, so defending with better discipline. I thought they kind of crashed the glass and got their hands on a few too many rebounds. And give George Mason credit. I mean, obviously we've seen how good of a team they are, and I love what Coach Skin's doing over there with his program. He's got talented players. He's really organized. He's a good coach. And today doesn't represent what they do, so I want to make sure I give them credit. But our group we're growing, we're learning. We started taking, I don't know, how many turnovers did we end up with today? We ended up with 12. 24 assists, 12 turnovers. I can't be too mad at that. Turn the ball over maybe, like you said, one too many times. So taking care of the ball, and we talked about it, crashing the glass before, and we were able to have 12 second chance points. So I think we're improving, but we got to guard the ball better, got to rebound it a little bit better, and then take care of it. And it's a good thing that we're 12-2 and we're sitting here talking about our group growing and getting better.
And how special is it, this home court advantage, this environment, especially today, that they were ready from the tip-off?
They were ready to go, and our social media announced it that you know, these next two home games were going to be sold out, and they showed up and showed out. Our student section, I know they were so loud right behind you. The PAC LUC, and if anybody around the country has not been to Gentile Arena, I promise you it's one of the best home court atmospheres in the country. And our student section and all of our fans and alumni, the city of Chicago, they represent us so well, and we wanted to give them a show today.
It didn't disappoint, neither did you. Coach, congratulations. Keep it going.
Thank you, guys. Great seeing you.
A lot of fun to watch. Loyola, an impressive performance here today. Final score, the Ramblers in control from the very outset of this one. 80, George Mason 59 for Tim McCormick. And our entire crew, I'm Steve Burkowski saying thank you so much for watching A10 College Basketball right here on USA.
Time for.
Look at her pacing.
I'm ready to go.
Are you?
Yeah.
What you gonna do when you get home?
Sleep. What else would you do at 11-something o'clock at night?
What?
Oh.
With that fine husband of yours?
He's sleeping. He's got to wake up at 4.
So, not my problem.
Whoopsies.
Get your ass out of here.
All right, I'm going. Bye.
911, where's your emergency?
Good evening. I'm wondering if the police could help me with the situation. My daughter is a Euclid resident, and she is severely mentally ill. 2 weeks ago, she had a baby, and today she told us she took herself to a mental hospital. My wife and I didn't know about it until this evening. We are trying to locate the baby.
The minute I know this child is lost, mama bear mode starts, claws are coming out, I'm gonna dig and scratch, and I'm finding this baby.
The baby, my daughter says, she left it with a neighbor. We're unable to verify this.
If she has mental issues, did she do anything to the baby before she left?